Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Saeed Mazhar Ali. Today we will discuss procurement in general, its definition, principle, and procurement cycle. Though there are different procurement standards, guidelines, and worldwide rules and regulation, but what we are going to study today is introductory and generalized study of procurement, which have been recognized and adopted by almost all procurement authorities and international organizations and agencies. Later on, we will discuss in detail different procurement guidelines related to Pakistan, like PPRA and KPPRA, and international donor agency procurement guidelines like FIDIC, ADB, and World Bank. Procurement is the process involved in obtaining or sourcing something that is needed. Business procures supplies and raw material, while governments may procure contractor or services providers. Procurement can include the overall procurement process. Company can be on both sides of procurement process as a buyer or as a seller. Procurement is a systematic process which requires preparation, solicitation, and payment processing, which usually involves several areas of company. Competitive bidding is usually a part of most large-scale procurement process involving multiple bidders. Procurement definition. Procurement is the formal process for obtaining goods, services, or work on behalf of government, an organization, or business entity. Procurement of goods are acquiring different type of goods, IT and computer equipment for offices, furnitures, plant and machinery for offices and companies, or a raw material for companies. Obtaining what kind of services? That are acquiring different IT services, development of softwares for human resource management of a companies, accounting software for companies, networking, consultancy, and engineering services in different fields like construction, installation of machinery, and other services. Kind of works that may be a civil works, construction of roads and buildings, electrical work, agriculture, etc. So it is now clear that procurement is the formal process for obtaining goods, services, or work on behalf of government, an organization, or business entity. What is the difference between procurement and purchasing? Procurement and purchasing are both processes that involve the exchange of goods, services, so it may be a bit confusing. They can differentiate as under. The first one is procurement is a formal and systematic process. It involves the acquisition of goods and services. The most important is it places greater emphasis on value of a product and uses series steps to complete the acquisition of business. So it is a proactive approach. Proactive generally take a proactive approach when they intend to when a company intend to acquire something. Doing so allows them to identify future deficiency, whether the product what we are acquiring will be efficient or favorable in future or not. So it focus on proactive approach. Purchasing on other hand is a transactional process. The first one is transactional process. You give something and get something. As such, it involves buying goods and services. When an entity purchases goods and services, it places a greater importance on price, not a value. So the second one is purchasing focus on price, not a value. The third one is it's a reactive approach. Purchasing usually a reactive process that satisfy a more immediate needs. Public procurement. Formal acquisition of goods, services, or undertaking of works on temporary, permanent, or on lease basis by a proper contractual means. What are the principles of public procurement? First one, value for money, economy, open competition, fairness, transparency, accountability, efficiency. Procurement process. The first stage in procurement process is procurement planning. Second was is constitution of procurement committee. The third one is preparation of TOR for bids, bidding documents, SBDs. SBDs are the standard bidding document. Fourth one is choose to choose method of procurement, preparation of NIT, notice inviting tender, and placing it on public company website or floating in daily newspaper. RFP, request for proposal. EUI, expression of interest. The other is solicitation, opening of bids. Another one is evaluating bids, award of contract, grievances. Our next topic is PPRA, KPPRA rules. Thanks, Jazakallah.